We are in a series dealing with how to bring God into the details of our lives. And I wanted to just start with a story in the Aquarian. This is a story in the Aquarian Gospel. It starts in chapter 47. Jesus is still a young man, and he has been traveling and learning and teaching since he was 12 years old. He was taken by an Indian master. But he's traveled through different countries. Now he has returned to Egypt, where his mother and father were exiled when he was born. I don't know if y'all remember that. So he has returned as a young man, and he went to the school at Heliopolis. Heliopolis was a school of the masters, and I know you all have heard of that in Egyptian training. He presents himself to the teachers there, and this is what he says. 47:9. He sought admission into the sacred brotherhood, and the council stood and asked him many questions. He answered, and his answers were clear and with power. And the Hierophant said, "Rabboni, why do you come here? Your wisdom is the wisdom of the gods. Why seek for wisdom in the halls of men?" And Jesus said, "In every way of earth life I would walk. In every hall of learning I would sit. The heights that any man may gain, I would gain. And what man has suffered, I would meet, that I may know the griefs, disappointments, and temptations of my brother man, that I will know how to help those in need. I pray, let me in your dismal crypts, and I would pass the hardest tests." So he took the vow of secrecy, and he joined the brotherhood. They go on to tell us that he is studying and learning. He's learning sacred texts, sacred books. While he's going along, he is tempted twice. The first time a group of priests come and ask him, they say, "These guys are lying to you. They're going to kill you. You need to deceive these priests." And Jesus said to them, "I won't deceive them. I came here willingly. I came to know what they have to teach. I'm not going to do that. I am trusting my decision." The second time they come and they say, "Okay, again, they're going to hurt and harm you, and now you need to betray them." And Jesus says to them, "No, I made the decision to be here. Until I know exactly what you're saying is true, until I ask them if what you're saying is true, I will not make any decision to go against them, because I have chosen to be here." And in both situations, the priests get mad and leave, and then he achieves a level of success because he's overcome the temptation to deceive or to betray. These are tests that we all face, correct? Right. Well, this is a test that I wanted to use as our example today, Spirit gave me. So he's done 4 of them, 4 tests. And the tests come out of nowhere. It's not like, here's your exam. It's like he's studying, and then it happens. He's studying something else, and the test happens. Isn't that life? Yeah. So in this test, let's just see where we go. Jesus loved the sacred groves. They were rich in statues and monuments and shrines, and Jesus loved to walk and meditate. And he had conquered self with the other tests, so he was good. He was given such freedom, and he meditated in nature for 40 days. And then the guide took chains and bound him hand and foot, and cast him into a den of hungry beasts, unclean birds, and creeping things. The den was dark as night, the beasts howled, and the birds hissed in fury, and the reptiles made their sounds. He was bound and put into a space that was dark, and he heard the aggression of animals that were poised to harm him. These were men that he trusted, as we saw. These were men that he trusted. And he said, the next verse, "Wait a minute." I'm giving you my interpretation. Wait a minute, people. "Who was it that did bind me thus? And why did I meekly sit to be bound with chains? What was I thinking? Who bound me, and why did I commit to this?" The reality is, when he said, I want to experience everything that man can experience, what did he do? But set up a space where they had the power to do this to him. Are you guys listening to me? You never do that, right? You never say, oh, my lover, I want to know what it is to be loved unconditionally, to fulfill your every word and deed. What did you set yourself up for? And your boss, you get hired in. Of course I can do all those fabulous things. Of course I will do everything you need me to do. What did you set yourself up for? We forget the original intention that moves us into these situations. We forget that in some way we have given a bit of our power away. We've given it to some outside source. We wanted the experience, didn't we? We wanted to know what that felt like. So we wanted to feel greater achievement, greater love, greater something. And we submitted to that. All right, so who bound me and why did I do this? When he was bound, he was looking through the eyes of his commitment. I want you to hear me. When he was bound, he was looking through the eyes of his commitment. Does that make sense to you? Then he found himself. Wait a minute. I tell you, none has the power to bind a human soul. None has the power to... Wait a minute. No one has the power to bind a human soul. What is he doing? He's awakening to himself. Wait a minute. I might agree to it, but no, wait. And what are these fetters made? The chains. In his might he rose. In his might he rose. In his awareness of self. Is in him gathering his power back to self. He rose. And what he thought were chains were only worthless cords and parted at his touch. He found himself bound to a belief that he did not hold. And when he was able to get himself back in his body, the binding was eliminated. All right. We want to learn, he wanted to learn what men go through. We want to learn our experiences. But the reality is, we don't need to go through these experiences and lose us. We don't want to go through these experiences and lose our eyes. Because if we go into an experience and lose our perception and our ability to understand, who have we lost? We've lost us. How much understanding can we gain? Because we are walking in somebody else's reality, which makes us blind, because we did not create that reality. I didn't create this reality. This is not my reality, but if I walk in it and deny my own sense of self, I don't know what to do here, because I did not create this. You guys with me? Are you aware how often we do this? Can we say a lot? A lot, okay. All right. Then he says this. The chains that bind men are forged in fancy's shop. They're made of air and wielded in illusion's fires. If man will stand erect and use the power of will, his chains will fall like worthless rags. For will and faith are the stronger than any stoutest chains that men have ever made. Will and faith. Will and faith, any binding created, can be released by the Creator. Will and faith allows you to remember who you are. I do not believe this is stronger than who I am. How many of us go to those moments? I do not believe this is stronger than who I am. 52:10. Then Jesus stood erect among the hungry beasts, the birds, and said, "What is this darkness that is enveloping me?" It's the absence of light. And what is light? It's the breath of God vibrating in rhythm of rapid thought. It's the breath of God vibrating in God thought. And so it says, he said, "Let there be light." And with a mighty will, his will, a mighty will, he stirred the ethers up, and their vibration reached the plane of light, and there was light. So he didn't go, "Let there be light," magic wand, which we want, don't we? Give me that magic wand. No, I'm standing and I'm saying, no, it's the lack of God presence. There's a lack of God thought here. Let there be light. And he sent his energy into the space. It began to vibrate, and God light appeared because he was looking for God light. Do you see the cooperation with the energy? All right. When we cannot see our next step and we're in the darkness becomes equal to our power. Do you realize that? When we're in the darkness and we can't see our next step, the darkness is equal to our power. It's a stalemate. When we empower our light with God thought, now we can truly see what is in the darkness. With me? Okay. 11:13, absence of light, and then he looked to see the beasts, the birds, and the creeping things, and they were not. There was nothing there. Jesus said, "Of what are souls afraid? Fear is the chariot in which man rides to death. He finds himself within the chambers of the dead. He learns he has been deceived. His chariot was a myth, and death a fancy child." Someday, all man's lessons will be learned, and from the den of unclean beasts and birds and creeping things he will arise to walk in the light. How much does fear sculpt our reality? Kelly did a great service a couple of weeks ago about faith and fear. You should listen to it again. That is our behavior and how we can modify our behavior. And we need to go even deeper now. What is beneath us that we're not aware of? We start with modifying behavior. We start with walking in faith. And you walk in faith, you may have already committed to somebody else's path. Oh, you're going into somebody else's path. The minute you do that, you've dropped your power and given it to them. You've dropped your ability to feel and see yourself, and you've given it to them. Do you guys understand? Okay. Why do we do that? Are we afraid we're going to miss something? Underneath most thoughts where we disempower self, there is a fear of not being either capable of owning our power, not being as good as something else, not knowing what we need to do. There's a subtle fear that sculpts the choices we make, even when we think we're making the best choice for ourselves. When we stand in our own power and we see, and what did he see? He saw there was nothing to be afraid of. There was nothing to be afraid of. Every time something's going to happen around us or going to happen to the church, and I'm protecting the church, it's like, girl, stop. God says, stop. Give it to me. You have to stand in the light. If you got your big arms out protecting, you are acting in fear. Give it to me. Everything will be as it should be. Trust. Give it to me. That's a big thing, but how many little things, how many little thoughts creep into our day where we allow that subconscious programming of the world to take us into somebody else's reality. All right. Darkness, absence of God thought, light, breath of God thought. In the light, God thought, you can see. Jesus said no to the power he had given the priest. He said no to the power of the thing that bound him. And he said yes to God's light because he could see the truth then. Until we say to ourselves, who did I give my power to? And why did I give them my power? We do it all the time. We give kids our power, we give our boss our power, we give our spouse our power, we give the grocery store our power. We're giving our power to everybody. Why? Why? Who am I giving my power to and why? What am I looking to achieve when I do this? When we can change the why, we can stop the doing. Why? I do want to experience things, but I want to experience. I want to be fully present. Have you ever experienced something you forget? Like, wow, that just went by and I don't even know what happened. Were you there? you weren't even there. But when you're fully present and you're feeling yourself and you're feeling that beautiful power within you and you experience it, it's like a treasure. And it's etched in your consciousness forever. Oh, I remember when that was so fabulous. Being present with all of our experiences allows experiencing. When we're not present, we're reacting. We're just going through the motions and we're reacting. I don't need to see through your eyes. I don't need to see through your eyes. And every healer has to learn this the hard way. You come hurting, we go, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, dude, really? Oh my gosh. And our heart goes out to you and we're seeing how you feel and like, oh yeah. Wait a minute, I'm the healer. I don't need to see through your eyes. Let me show you through my eyes. You came to talk to me about it. Let's look at what the spiritual connotation might be. Let's look at what you might have been learning. Let's look at how we can really see God and bring your energy back into you. You see, we can be that for each other. We can be the light for each other. Where yes, I would not have scripted that for you, and yes, I acknowledge you're in pain. But I can't feel that with you. I can help you see my perspective, my perception, and then you choose your own. You know, the minute you get a God look at something, it's gone. The problem is done. The minute you can see through God eyes, it's done. Everything's shifted in your body. I got it. Boom. Done. All right. You cannot heal what you did not create. You can live to God thought to understand. But when I learn I must be present, that's why sometimes when we have these experiences over and over again and we're really not present, that's why they keep coming over and over again. We have to be present to make the decisions and the choices. As I am present with my beliefs, I express who I am. I did not create it. I did not participate in it. Therefore, I no longer give it power. There's many things that could go in everybody's life, in every area of your life. I didn't create it. I didn't participate in it. I no longer give it power. I'm bringing my power to something else. The third thing is I allow God thought to create a light for true visibility. I allow God thought to create a light for true visibility. And you all know if you're ever searching for something, doesn't God reveal things that you would never have seen? Out of the blue. You're searching for something, all of a sudden you see this and go, oh my God, that's perfect. Or this, oh my God, where did that come from? How did God know I needed that? Because you've been asking. The light always reveals what you need to see. So, Jesus saw nothing was there, and then he looked and saw a ladder made of gold on which he climbed. At the top, the white-robed priest awaited. Again he stood before the council bar. Again no word was said. The Hierophant reached forth to bless him, and he placed in his hand a scroll that said heroism. Heroism is not saving someone else. Heroism is eliminating the fear within you. We are not heroic when we get on someone else's path and save them. We are heroic when we no longer let fear take our power. Jesus now moves into a space where fear does not exist. So where is your power and what is your power? Where is your power and what is your power? This is what I know as a metaphysical Christian, and you know me. I've been steeped in this my whole life. When you choose God, when you choose love, there are no more choices. There are small little things that you choose hither and yon, but the idea of, shall I hurt you? I'm going to hurt you. No, that doesn't exist in your reality any longer. When you choose love and you choose God, that is where you always move from. People may not understand what you're doing, but you're moving from that. Do you guys understand? Then it's not, let me run that guy off the road. No, that child is a child of God. It has a mother and a father and family. Let that child live its life. We don't go into aggression. We don't go into our will over your will. We don't go into making you small. We stick our landing. I'm God's. I want to live in love. I've chosen that. That is my choice. Everything branches from that. Everything branches from that. And when I say I choose God, I am also saying I choose me. I choose the light that is in me, the God within me, the Christ in me. I choose that. It doesn't have to be understood by everybody. It doesn't have to fit in this 3D land perfectly. It will find its space and it will express through me because I am choosing that. I've known many people that made choices similar to support their life. Like if I'm in town, I'm in church. That was a good choice some of our folks made. I'm in town, I'm in church. I'm wherever, I'm meditating every day. Anybody do that one? I mean, if I don't get my meditation in, I've told you before, Patrick does not like me. I am irritable and not easy to get along with. I have to do my meditation in the morning, you know? When we make these beautiful choices for our spirit, then any experience we have, we can truly be present with. And then we can grow and learn. Shifting perspective, shifting perception, Jesus truly had to shift into the reality of, I am now taking my power back from whatever I promised you guys. I'm still going to keep it secret. But you know what? I'm the one showing up today. I'm no longer going to deal with these temptations. I'm no longer going to deal with all this stuff you're throwing at me. I'm going to be me, 100%. And every test after that, there were 7 tests, and that was test number 5. Every test after that, he was completely present. And it was his decision. They were hard. The next one's really hard. But it was him showing up in his life as him. So the tests don't get easier, is what I'm telling you. But they get clearer because we're with ourselves. Allowing God into the details of your life, when we can allow God to eliminate that little tiny bit of fear that is so buried deep within us, where we want to do something to prove something to someone somewhere. Bring God to that moment, to that tiny little space within you that still does not love you. Bring God thought to that, bring light to that. See yourself the way God sees you. Then you can bring that God light to everything. Okay, I'm preaching at you. Y'all getting it? Yeah. Let's go within. Put your feet on the floor. Father, Mother God, I ask that everything that is now done be for the highest blessing of all concerned. And Father, I ask that a beautiful calm of light fill this space wherever anyone is that hears these words. And I would invite you to visualize that beautiful individual light that engulfs you. See the color, the vibration of it. Feel the presence of Jesus Christ by your side. Feel his love as he takes your hand and walks you deep into the garden of your heart. Feel yourself moving into the garden of your heart, very gentle, easy, moving in. But he's taking you deeper. Deeper, deeper into a space you may not visit very often. Going deeper and deeper. He's taking you to a space where you will see a small obstacle. However it looks is perfect to you. It may be large, it may be tiny. But you recognize it as something that does not fit with the love in this place. And this obstacle is a fear that you have allowed to live in you, about you. A fear about you. Let's take a breath and gently allow it to reveal itself. You may understand exactly what you are afraid of. There may be words, vision, or just a feeling. And realize the fear is born of something that involves some concept outside of your truth. As you stand and perceive the energy, say, "Let there be light. Let there be light." And feel the beautiful vibration of God love vibrating so you can see clearly how this serves you. You may get full understanding. You may just feel the vibration. I no longer give my power to this fear. For whatever reason it was created, I created it. I now retract the power I have given to this fear. Breathe it back into yourself. I retract the power I've given to this fear. And all the details that surrounded the fear, all the details, the people, consequences, situations, all the details begin to collapse. And just see an angel come and take the debris of this energy to the light, lifting it out of your heart. Feel your energy with light, and now fill the space that was once occupied with light. This deeper space in the heart. I choose God light, God thought to fill this space. I choose to be enlightened deep within my heart. Feel the heart center vibrating stronger. And Jesus takes you by the hand, and you feel His love for you and His love for the power, the being that you are. And He gently begins to walk you back through the garden, back into the familiar spaces that you visit often, back into this moment. And He brings you to the space where you can feel yourself sitting on your chair, feet on the floor, your life. I choose God love for me. I am an expression of God love. And that is my why. Breathe, send love to your life. Feel the love all around you. Your life, the sacred space of God. And Father, we thank you for this movement, for the brightness in our world. And so it is. And breathe and let your awareness come back. And gently open your eyes. If you felt or saw something, that's great. If you did not, the very fact that you went through the process means something will be revealed to you. You'll be driving down the road tomorrow and go, "Oh my God, that was it. I feel it." But you have given yourself permission to transform. And I want to remind you the steps. When you go into fear about anything, who have I given my power to? Why did I give them my power? Let God light and God thought fill this situation now. And I'm looking for that ladder. and it will be there. Yea, God.